Shamrock Rovers Fan TV. Now today I have my match reaction to Shamrock Rovers 1, Bohemians 1 at Tallaght Stadium. Now that was massive for this season, the title race. Rovers go 5 points ahead. It was a very cagey game and scrappy game at times, but near the end, Bows, they attacked quite a lot and they had 2 penalty shouts, which I'll go over them in the video. It was a great win for Rovers. We still have 8 games left and we need to keep going like this. And if we keep going like this, I don't see who could beat us. Now looking at the team, I think it was an all-round brilliant team. I just think Joey O'Brien should have been in the team. Now, that's debatable because Liam Scales did have a cracking game. But I would have picked Joey O'Brien and I put him in my match preview because as a lifelong Rovers fan that he is, he would have put his all into this game. But so did Scalesy, and Scalesy did brilliant. So it's definitely debatable. Aaron Green up front, yes, I put him in and I think he should play. But he didn't have the best game and he could have had a much better game. It was Danny Lafferty with the goal, who's had a great week. He put us into the quarterfinals of the FAI Cup and scored the winner in the Derby. You can't get better than that. It was a good goal. It was very good reactions from him to run up, but it was poor from Bowes. The ball came in, the keeper couldn't catch it and it hit off the defender, and it was great reactions from Lafferty to run up and kick it in. Now let's go over the penalties. I think the first one, it was a penalty. Yes, he did foul him, but there was a couple of times in the game where that happened to our players and it wasn't given. So I think if you're going to give that penalty, we should have had a couple of free kicks as well. And the second one, I think Danny Grant ran into Liam Scales. I watched the replay back. He's the one literally that felled Scales. He shoved him onto the ground. He ran into him, so I don't think that was a penalty. The first one was, but if the referee's going to give that, you have to be consistent. So I don't think the second one wasn't a penalty, no doubt. But the first one, if you're going to give that, we should have had loads of free kicks. Now, I thought Jack Byrne did very well defensively. That's not saying he did bad offensively, but I think he had some great clearances that could have really led to goals. I think Andre Wright was great up front for them. He was very physical, and Jack Byrne had some great blocks, and so did a few of the other players on clearances. Roberto Lopez had one with his head. I think we defended very well, not just the defence, but some of the attacking players as well. It was very windy, which was very hard to play good passes because we like to play very neat football. So it was hard, but we got through it and we won, and that's the main thing. I thought Liam Scales did very well. Probably a contender for man of the match. I'll talk about man of the match later in the video, but he was superb. The whole team were great. We played really well. The fans not being there was a real shame. We had that great banner behind the goal, with number 12, Rovers jersey with number 12 saying "always with you." It was great, but the fans cheering always drive the players on. Like there was times where they weren't sprinting enough to the ball, and that's because there's no fans trying to cheer them on. So it was very, very hard. I'm excited for when fans get back because I think it will help quite a lot, and financially it will help. But Liam Scales was brilliant. Now I thought Alan Manis did well. It wasn't an incredible performance because he didn't have an incredible amount to do as I thought he would. Andre Wright, as I said, had some good shots and he got down to save them. There was some big chances for them that they kind of scuffed. There was one where Danny Grant danced around the Rovers defenders and he scuffed it, so it wasn't too hard for Manis to save that. But you can't do incredible if there's nothing for you to do. So I think he did well. Their keeper, he did all right. He definitely messed up for the goal, and I don't think it was completely his fault. I mean, he did drop the ball and hit off the defender. I wouldn't say it's the defender's fault. But it was great reactions from Lafferty. I think that was the main thing for the goal. We're so lucky to have Manis. He's super, hardly makes mistakes. We went through a big phase not having a good goalkeeper, and then we got Gavin Bazunu from our academy, and he did super. But when he went to City, again, we lost goalkeeper, so I think it was a great decision bringing Manis back. Now, what a legend. Ronan Finn made his 300th appearance for Rovers. It was super. His career has been super. He had a good game. It wasn't a standout performance, but he had a good game and his career has been incredible. So props to him. Now, time for my man of the match. I think it has to be Roberto Lopez. Had a super game. He was the Air Sport man of the match given by Pat Fenlon, former Rovers and Bows manager. But I think Roberto Lopez had a cracking game. Some great clearances, some great blocks with his head. That was definitely going in the one with his head. From the shot from Andre Wright. He was super great in the air, battling with Andre Wright, who's a very physical player. So well done to Pico because he had a cracking game. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Come on, boobs!